Bitcoin is putting in a massive trap right now, as you can see on the screen. We're actually repeating history from Ethereum over here, and you can see that this is exactly playing out right now. We've reclaimed the range after jumping towards the downside, and we need to be talking about what's going to be happening next, as we have a lot of liquidity above us and we have the market trading at fear right now. So we need to be seeing what's going to be happening next. I'm going to be talking about the short-term price action for Bitcoin, as I have a lot of charts prepared, and we're also going to be talking about Ethereum as well, and we're going to be delving into the price action and the latest data points for Ethereum too. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight away in towards this banger. Bow. So as we can see by the short-term price action for Bitcoin, we've been grabbing the downside liquidity, and now the majority of the liquidity actually resides above us here. So it's more likely that Bitcoin actually moves towards the upside, and we can see that the market is trading within fear whilst we have the majority of the liquidity above us. And typically when we have the combination of these two metrics, it leads to Bitcoin moving towards the upside. And we can actually look deeper in towards this trap over here, and we can see the price action is very similar, where Ethereum previously had a move towards the upside, a consolidation. We deviated the highs before deviating the lows, and once we reclaimed the range lows again, that's why we went parabolic. And that's the exact pattern that's happened on Bitcoin. We had a move towards the upside, and we actually came to grab the top side liquidity before grabbing the bottom side liquidity. And now that we've reclaimed the range low and we're holding this level, it's likely that we can move towards the upside and grab the top side liquidity. So in my opinion, this is what is most likely for Bitcoin. We can see that this is the exact factor that's playing out, and the line in the sand is this support level at 112k over here. We can see that if we can reclaim this level and still trade within this range over here, it's likely that Bitcoin actually starts to move towards the upside. Another reason why I think Bitcoin is going to be moving towards the upside here is the fact that we're still within this power of 3 model, and we can see that we've had our accumulation phase over here, we had the manipulation phase down here, and now we're in a distribution phase, and it's more likely that Bitcoin actually respects this, since we're still holding this 112k support level. And we covered this on the channel before, saying that this is the line in the sand. If we can hold 112k, it's likely we can move towards the upside. So we can see that we've grabbed some liquidity towards the downside there on this recent dip, and it's likely that we can grab the top side liquidity now. Now you may be wondering, when are we going to be getting that massive breakout? And a nice way to time that breakout is this consolidation pattern you can see over here. We're actually trading within this pattern, which is a symmetrical triangle, and we had a previous move towards the upside. So it's likely that we actually continue in this direction once we do get a breakout. But again, there is a possibility that we can break towards the downside, and if we do break towards the downside, the support level I'll be looking at is 100k over here. This is the next major support level I'll be looking in towards. So this is the two scenarios that I'm going to be paying attention to, and I do think it's more likely we move towards the upside since we had the liquidity above us over here. So if we do move towards the downside though, 100k is going to be that next support level that Bitcoin is going to be trading at. Now looking at some diagonal support levels, we can see that we're holding this diagonal support level over here in and around 112k, which is looking quite good. We did have a deviation of this parallel channel, but other than that, you can see it's been respected quite nicely over here. So it's likely that we can actually hold this level and we can start to move towards the upside now. So we need to be watching out for any deviations below, because if we do, then it's likely we move towards the downside. But if we manage to hold this level, it is likely Bitcoin continues its trajectory towards the upside and we actually complete this parallel channel breakout just like we did previously. Now if we zoom out on a medium time frame, we can see that we're still holding this massive level of support for Bitcoin, so that's looking quite good. And we can also see on this recent dip that the 4-hour RSI actually reached an oversold point, and the 3 previous times that this happened, we actually had a massive move towards the upside. So we can see the first time we had a 28% move towards the upside, the second time was a 23% move, the third time was a 10% move. So this time round, since the RSI has been fully reset on that 4-hourly time frame, it is likely that Bitcoin can actually move towards a particular direction, and I think that it's going to be towards the upside since we're oversold and since we have the liquidity piling up towards the top side. Furthermore, we can actually talk about this post-halving September trap that we talked about previously on the channel. We talked about the fact that in 2017 we had a massively green August, and in 2021 we had a massively green August, which led to a red September and we had weak price action. Now I would not doubt the fact that this price action has been quite weak, but we're still actually green on September so far, so it's actually looking quite good, because previously we can see this year round in August we actually had a red August instead of a massively green one. So this is the reason why I'm thinking that we're going to be having a green September in towards October, and Q4 is going to be massively bullish. So adding this to the fact that we're actually reclaiming the range lows and we're holding it so far, and we have a lot of different signals indicating that we're going to be moving towards the upside. I do think that we're going to be continuing this trajectory towards the upside for September, and we're going to be seeing a massive Q4. If we look at the Bitcoin monthly returns, we can see that if we close September green, it is likely we have an extremely bullish Q4, which I'm massively anticipating also. So this is looking quite good if we do close September green. Now for that longer term, we have the Bollinger Bands actually indicating that there's going to be a massive move incoming. They're still massively low on that monthly time frame. We can see that the Bollinger Bands right now are actually at this lowest point in history so far, so it's indicating that we're going to be getting a massive move. Now previously, when we had the Bollinger Bands expand, we had a massive blow off top in 2017. In 2021, where the Bollinger Bands were really oversold, that's where we actually had our parabolic run towards the upside the first time. And then we can see that we did have a move towards the downside in the bear market. And again, the Bollinger Bands are direction neutral, but in this case so far, it looks like we're going to be having a move towards the upside to put in a blow off top. So it is likely that we're going to be getting that very, very soon. So on a higher time frame, one big reason why I'm thinking that we're going to be getting that blow off top towards the upside is the fact that we're having stable coins being printed a lot right now. So this is indicating that we're going to be moving towards the upside, because previously every time we've had this massive printed from stable coins, we can see the Bitcoin's price has actually followed it towards the upside right now. So that liquidity actually starts to flow into your Bitcoin and altcoins as well. So that's the reason why they're correlated, and it's likely that Bitcoin actually starts to follow this trend again, since it's been diverging recently. Now for Ethereum, on a 1 week liquidation scale, we can also see that the majority of the downside liquidity has been massively grabbed on Ethereum, and now the majority actually resides above us. So the same story is for Ethereum right now. We can see that we had a record number of liquidations also once we had this move towards the downside, and we can see that the funding rates are actually started to flip negative for Ethereum. So I'm thinking that this deviation towards the downside is going to be playing out like our previous two ranges that we've actually talked about, and you can see that we've actually had a 2-day candle close below this range. So it's likely that if we do reclaim the range right now, I think Ethereum is going to be trading towards the upside. So if we take a more granular outlook on Ethereum, we can see that we melted through this support level. There's now resistance at 4,300. So it's likely that if we do get a reclaim of 4,300, we can actually start to target the range highs again. And this will be a massive deviation on the higher time frames, like we just talked about on this fractal over here. So that's the level to reclaim for me. If we see candles above 4,300, I think Ethereum is going to be ready to actually start rocketing towards the upside again. So I'm still holding my Ethereum trade right now, as you can see. I'm still holding the previous buy that we had on the channel at the range lows at 4,300. And if we do come a little bit lower, I'm going to be looking to add to my position. But right now, I'm actually holding my Ethereum trade right now, and I'm waiting for this reclaim. And if we do see a reclaim and we actually start to hold above this level, I will be looking to take another position in Ethereum, due to the fact that a reclaim is actually going to show a lot of strength in Ethereum. So that's exactly what I'm going to be looking for. So make sure to be having your accounts ready also if you want to be taking a trade. So if you want to be trading for yourself, make sure to check that first link down below for BitTuneX. BitTuneX are offering a community a massive 800 futures bonus to be getting grabbed if you're going to be trading with higher volumes. So you can see right now that if you want to be taking some trades, you might as well be doing it on BitTuneX, since you can be getting $800 in free money to be trading with if you get up to 10 million trading volume, which is quite easy to achieve. So make sure to check that first link down below if you want to be trading with an exchange that will be offering you a nice bonus for doing so. On that medium time frame, we can see that Ethereum is actually playing out its V-bottom scenario, exactly like we've been talking about on the channel. We've been looking at this fractal over here, talking about the fact that we can consolidate whilst retesting the V-bottom neckline, like you can see on this fractal here, and that's exactly what's been happening. And you can see if we look at the chart, we've been consolidating within this orange box right now, and that's what Ethereum is doing so far. So if we can actually continue to consolidate a little bit more and we can start to move towards the upside now, I think Ethereum is going to be actually having another attempt at its previous all-time highs, and this is going to be a massive region where we can actually decide whether Ethereum has enough steam to continue in towards price discovery. Now in our monthly time frame, the MACD has flipped bullish, and this is the second histogram tick. So we had a bullish tick in August, and in September we had another green tick with the EMA is actually crossing towards the upside and the angle towards the upside also, which indicates that the strength in Ethereum on the monthly time frame is massively incoming. There's going to be more strength on Ethereum since this is the only two histogram ticks that are bullish so far. So it's likely that we continue to get new ones, and you can see previously the last two times that this has happened on a major scale where the EMAs continue to move towards the upside, we actually had massive moves towards the upside, and I think that this time is not going to be any more different. So I'm going to be massively bullish on Ethereum, and I'm going to be anticipating that massive breakout towards the upside, since that's why I'm going to be interested in taking some trades on Ethereum and building my position. And you can see that we're actually trading when there's decent and broadening wedge that's ready to break towards the upside also and initiate the next massive altcoin season. So I'm not going to be fading this. We can see that the seasonality for the altcoins are ready to enter Q4 and have a massive bullish run. We can see that the altcoins against Ethereum too are ready to bounce, which is indicating that your altcoins may start outperforming Ethereum at a later date. But as of now, the trend is still down, so Ethereum is still outperforming. But at the minute, I do think that we are still going to be getting an altcoin season eventually, where Ethereum is going to run alongside your altcoins, and I could be looking to take a few more trades since the altcoins are likely to outperform Ethereum. So as of now, since the trend is still down, I'm going to be taking Ethereum positions. But as this starts to reverse and increase towards the upside, I'm going to be looking to take some more altcoin trades, since your total 3 is going to be moving towards the upside also, and it's going to be repeating history like the previous post-halving years. So that's exactly what I'm going to be looking to do. And we can see that the altcoin season index has started to move towards the upside, since your altcoins have started to outperform Ethereum so far. And you can see that this is only on the shorter time frame. And if we actually zoom out to the yearly right now, what do you mean we're in an altcoin season? And essentially on the yearly time frame, when you zoom out, it just shows you that we're not in an altcoin season so far, and we're actually waiting to enter that altcoin season on the yearly time frame, which is going to be the major one that's going to be accurately predicting when things are going to be moving parabolic. But yeah, that'll be it for me. Make sure to be following me on X to be staying up to date with all my updates over here, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Have a blessed rest of your day. Peace guys. See ya. Bye bye.